What's up, YouTube? This is Nashville Arm Wrestling. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Eric.
And this is Table Talk. And what Table Talk is going to be is a vlogcast where we discuss different topics on arm wrestling.
Yeah, we're going to be discussing stuff like WAL 503, favorite exercises, and I think we're going to start it off with how we got into arm wrestling.
But first, Country Crush is putting on an event on June 28th in Bentonville, Arkansas called Georgie Presents Lifting for Autism. It's going to be a great event. It's going to be live on Facebook. Go check it out on Ray Cody's page. And also, this weekend, June 15th, King of Florida, in Florida, of course, presented by Artem, is going to be live on YouTube. So go check that out as well.
All right, so we're going to start off with how we got into arm wrestling. I guess I'll go first. How I got into arm wrestling. So when I was a kid, over the top. I think that's the case for a lot of people. Over the top and Pulling John. Those are the two. I saw Pulling John later on, but I've always been a Stallone fan. And once I saw Over the Top, you know, growing up, middle school, high school, lifting weights. You know, and as I got even older, 20s, Game of Arms came out, and that's really what brought me back to the idea of wanting to learn the sport. But yeah, and then that led to looking up on YouTube, training videos, you know, stuff like that. How about you?
Same, man. I mean, I watched Pulling John when I was younger, and after that, I was really hooked. But like, my dad and stuff always made me train when I was little, so I always had like a love for strength sports, powerlifting, bodybuilding, that type of stuff before anyway. And then once I found arm wrestling, I didn't even know it was a professional sport, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and not until I seen Pulling John did I realize, oh wow, people like make a living doing this.
See, I knew it was because when I believe I was around 12 years old, I went to my first competition, which once I got there, I found out I couldn't compete. You have to be at least 18 years old. But it was still interesting to watch it. But yeah, as I got older, and because I've always had a pretty strong left, you know, arm wrestling people in high school, very few people could beat my left, but I guess I thought I had something and I wanted to compete, and a lot of those guys are pretty strong.
Ooh, man, you're not kidding. Oh,
Yep.
We're pretty new to the sport. I've only been pulling since February.
Yeah, back in 2014 and 15 is when I got into it, but since then it's been years. So I'm still fairly new to it, so a few months.
Yeah, like once I started gripping up with some of the guys that have been pulling for 5+ years,
Mm-hmm.
up to a decade, I realized that I'm not strong at all as far as arm wrestling goes. Some of my powerlifting numbers are pretty good. I got like a mid 300 bench, you know, squats are pretty good. But as far as like arm wrestling power,
Mm-hmm.
nothing.
Yeah.
My wrist was so weak when I started.
Yeah, you learn there's a lot of technique involved. It's not just all strength.
Yeah, and you have to like know what to train for too. Like
Mm-hmm.
me, like starting off, I didn't realize how weak my wrist was. I always thought I had a pretty strong wrist, and people were just bending it back like it wasn't nothing on my first turn. I couldn't hold anybody.
Yeah, once your wrist goes, it's pretty much, I don't know, I guess it's over, but
Unless you can just pull through like Todd Hutchings does. He's just like full wrist bent back.
But yeah, we're pretty new to it, so we'll be documenting our progress, our journey. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and I was wanting to pull for a couple years, but I really couldn't find anybody to pull with. And so one morning in February, I woke up and I built a table and I started a group on Facebook called Nashville Arm Wrestling. And then it took me a while to find some people to pull with, but I started paying for paid advertisements on Facebook, and then people started really responding. Which, if you're on Facebook, go follow Nashville Arm Wrestling. Thankfully, one day Eric reached out to me.
Yep.
He was like, "Hey man, what's going on?"
Yeah, because I've been looking for a while, and there's nobody really in the area that I know of. But yeah, so I guess we'll get started with our topics here.
So, Nashville Arm Wrestling, it's just a safe place where everybody can come and learn how to arm wrestle, what they need to work on. Like I said before, we have more experienced pullers than us, which is kind of hard to be not more experienced than us if you're an arm wrestler. But, we keep each other safe, make sure that we don't get any dangerous positions where we're way out here and our arm's about to snap off. Right. Teach each other what we do know, which for me is not much. Eric over here is pretty strong. Yeah. You have anything to say about like how you like Nashville Arm Wrestling so far?
I mean, I love it. I'm learning a lot. I've only been here, I think, maybe 2 months now. But yeah, like he said, there's more experienced guys here who are showing us the ropes and safety points. But yeah, but anything that I say on these videos here is just my opinion. I mean, it's not always going to be correct. But yeah.
Let's just start talking about number 4. So like, what are some of your favorite exercises? Like your points that you like to work the most?
I mean, if you consider an exercise, I would have to say my favorite exercise is using the grippers. I got these staring me in the face at work, and whenever I'm up to it, I'll knock out some sets of these. I think it's really important to have a strong hand.
And boy, does he have a strong hand.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still working on, upper arms, but this is definitely good for grip strength. But yeah.
And like you're starting to work like the towel curls and.
Yeah, I've started watching more videos on how to train for the sport. I've been using pulleys with towels. Like Devin uses those for losing position, top roll. But yeah, other than that, I do some exercises outside of arm wrestling training. Like bench press, overhead press, stuff like that. But how about you?
So like the first thing that I like to do is work my cup, my wrist strength. I just think it helps all that. Just that motion holding, like that static pressure. You can build up a lot of weight. And my weight's going up every week, so I know my wrist has gotten stronger. Plus, from practice, that's another great thing about practice, man. Like you can measure, like where you're at.
But see, we're so close. It's kind of hard to base it off of each other.
No homo.
Because of how close in strength we are. But yeah.
Yeah. Like he said, we're really close as far as like arm wrestling power. That was my packet of waters that just fell over. So like whenever one of us gets a little bit better at anything, which we go back and forth, like if my wrist has gotten a little bit stronger, he can feel it. If his hand's gotten a little stronger, I can definitely feel it.
I think
once again, no homo.
I think he's more top roller.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm more in the hook. I'm learning top roll, but I'm more hook.
So yeah, the cup. My next one's squats. I know it's not an arm wrestling specific exercise, but it's something I can work the day after practice. It doesn't hurt my arms. It helps the blood flow. It helps your GH, your growth hormone, raise. It helps like the natural release of growth hormone into the body, which can help heal tendons and also raise your testosterone. Plus, I just like doing them. They're great for your back and knees. And I like doing high rep band work. I'll do like sets of 50. I got bands hooked up to my entertainment center in my living room. And I'll just do like 50 pronation, 50 supination, 50 rise, 50 like tight little bicep like motion, like what is that?
Rising back pressure.
Yeah, back pressure.
Back pressure.
Yeah, and like 50 curls. And I'll just sit there like throughout the day. I'll do those sets, which is great for blood flow. You know, Devin Larrick's a huge fan of high reps for blood flow. Now he's on like a super heavy 3-rep kick.
Right.
But yeah, next thing we're gonna go over is WAL 503. Our predictions for that. Do you want to start the big match and work backwards, or you want to?
Let's start. I don't want to say the bottom. They're all great.
Let's start the first match and go up. So, Krasimir Konstantinov versus Marcio Barboza.
All right, so let's see here. Marcio, I've seen Marcio pull quite a bit on YouTube. Casimir, if I'm saying that correctly, I'm not sure, but I haven't really seen him pull much, if at all. But I know Marcio's pretty strong. He can hang with some of the top guys. Just because I know how strong he is, I'm going to say he wins that 3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of Krasimir. It's just like him. I've seen a lot of Marcio, but what I have seen of Krasimir, I'll never get that name right. I think it's going to be 3-2 Krasimir.
Okay.
I think these guys are pretty evenly matched. I do think that Krasimir has a little bit more technique than Barboza. He's a really good arm wrestler. I just think it's going to go that way.
Okay.
Next we have Janice and Mullins versus Tom Holland. I like how their last names right, first off.
Okay, so Tom Holland, I've seen him pull a little bit, and Janice, I mean, I know he's elite. He's one of the tops. But I haven't seen him pull recently, so I'm not really sure where he's at in the game. I'm going to say Janice pulls it off. I'm going to say... I'm going to say 3-0.
3-0?
Yeah, 3-0. He's going to pull it off.
I'm going to go the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next we have Mike Selearis versus Justin Bishop.
This is an interesting one.
I've never seen either one of these guys pull.
I've seen Justin in person pull, and I've watched quite a few of his videos too.
Mike Selearis.
Let's see, Mike. I know Mike's got a big hand, and so this one's a toss-up for me. I'm gonna go Justin wins this one, but as far as 3-2, 3-1, I'm gonna say 3-2 Justin.
Like I said, I've never seen either one of these guys pull, so I'm just gonna go with what he says. Justin Bishop.
And I don't know much, so.
So next we have Valerie Beach versus Nancy Locke. I've seen Nancy Locke pull in a couple of videos, like the older videos, and I've seen her pull at 501.
Yeah, 501's the only one I've seen her pulling.
I did see one video of Valerie Beach. Strong. Pretty strong. Just from how she was pulling in that one video, but I like Nancy Locke. I think she's cool. I hope she wins. That's all I can say about that match.
Yeah, I think it'll be close. So I'm gonna go 3-2 Nancy.
And now for the only reason anybody watches WAL, for the super heavyweight matchup. Michael Todd versus Dave Chaffee.
Yeah, this one's exciting.
I know all about these two guys. I've seen Dave Chaffee pull Michael Todd in 3 different videos, and Michael Todd won every one of them. But that was a few years ago. I think it was 2014, 2015. I don't know how much stronger Dave Chaffee is, but I know he's destroyed some people that I have a lot of admiration for. More recently, he pulled right through Jeremy Carteret.
That's pretty impressive.
Pulled right through Devin.
Mm-hmm.
And pulled right through Travis Bagent. Now this was all the same time as his other videos, except for Jerry Carteret. But every time he pulled Michael Todd would get in that lock.
Mm-hmm.
And every time Dave Chaffee surged, he would just pull him up a little bit more, pronate a little bit more. He would surge, same thing, and Michael Todd just finished off. Like I said, I don't know exactly where Dave Chaffee is right now. I think he's a lot stronger than he used to be. I think the first two matches, Dave Chaffee is going to pull through Michael Todd. I think the first one's going to be easy. I think the second one's going to be slightly harder. I think the third one's going to be a battle. And by then, I think Dave Chaffee is going to be blown out. It's going to be Michael Todd 3-2. Retain the hammer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you overall on that. Like he said, Dave, I haven't seen much of recently. Maybe I've seen him pull once last year. I think it was against Casimir.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right? Krasimir? Yeah. But besides that, I haven't really seen any training or him pull since then. But I know Michael's been doing some intense circuits here recently. But I know Dave's very strong. The only problem is that Michael Todd Locke, I don't see Dave pulling through him 3 times through that lock, because Dave, right, I mean, I almost want to turn the table around and show you what I'm talking about here, but yep. So I think Dave is going to gas out maybe the second round, and Michael Todd's just going to take over. So I'm going to go Michael 3-1.
3-1?
3-1.
Ooh, that's not good. I'm going to throw one more thing in this video. WAL, please get rid of the 9-inch pads. Go back to the normal 7-inch pads. You get rid of those 9-inch pads, Michael Todd can't come all the way back on the table with this 3-inch elbow and sit there and not have fouls called on him.
Mm-hmm.
Bart.
I mean, I'd like to see Dave win this one, but we'll see. I mean, he just got that lock, and Dave has that one motion. If he can't pull all the way through it, if Dave gets stopped, then Michael's gonna win.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the second round is gonna have a short stop.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to power through it. But by the third one, he's going to be so gassed trying to pull through that lock.
So you think he's going to have a few pumps on that second round? I think the first round, Dave's going to pull all the way through him. And the second one, he's going to come down, get close, come back, and he's just going to tire his arm out. And Michael's just going to be sitting there.
Yeah. I mean, close. It's going to be really close.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens.
I think that second round's really going to dictate the whole match.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the one to watch. You watch that, buy it. It's $2.99. It's going to be a great...
Mm-hmm. BR Live?
Yeah, BR Live.
BR Live, yep.
I know that there are some issues with some people watching.
Yeah, I didn't really have an issue. I watched it for the first time in 502. I didn't really have any problems, but I know some people do. But
yeah. Well, from Nashville Arm Wrestling Table Talk, that's all we got. See you guys later.